Here we go. RNGesus. Nope. And the worst RNG again. Fuck me. 1 in 3 chances. I've done it 4 times and didn't get it once today. Hey, this is King Funk, and today I wanted to share with you guys a cool discovery I've made in one of my favorite games, Contra Hardcore. As some of you may know, I used to speedrun this game, but I quit because I got frustrated with many of the seemingly random elements in the game. And king of them all was this boss fight. In the chase surrender route, you get to fight Dr. Mandrake in an elevator leading to the final boss. While the fight is not especially difficult, it is a notorious run killer for one main reason. The boss chooses to use one of 3 attack patterns and cannot be killed until it is finished performing its first pattern. The problem is one of these patterns is faster than the other 2. In fact, compared to the fastest pattern, the second worst pattern wastes 282 frames or around 4.5 seconds, and the worst pattern wastes 479 frames or almost exactly 8 seconds. For a speedrun this short, this can be fatal. This means that no matter how good your run is prior to that, there is always a 2 out of 3 chance that it will be ruined by this boss. Or so I thought. Recently, while getting back into the game, I experimented with save states in order to try to understand how the boss pattern is chosen. Something I already knew was that the boss pattern is set in stone by the time you are in the elevator. In other words, the boss has already picked its first attack once you are in the elevator. I also knew that the moment the attack is picked is at the start of the cutscene of the player character entering the elevator. When you reach a specific part of the screen, which I will be calling the pixel, you lose control of the character and the cutscene plays. 3 years ago, I never asked myself why the boss would not change past that point. The other day, I finally got it. Out of curiosity, I created a save state before reaching the pixel, and I asked myself, what if I did the exact same thing every time from that point? I decided to try to hold the control stick to the right as I was loading the save state, and I got the same boss pattern every single time. That's when I realized it was all about frames. So now that that's figured out, is there a way to always get the best pattern? After some initial experimentation, I deduced that for that to happen, you would have to complete the level at the exact same number of frames every time. This sounds ridiculous and would be near impossible in pretty much any level. Except this one. We are lucky that this level is mostly an auto-scroller. In theory, while the stage is still scrolling, anything you do is irrelevant. And when the stage stops scrolling, that's when you would execute whatever you have to do to get the same pattern. I tried a number of things and could not find anything that is consistent. But then I tried something really stupid. What if I just held forward through the entire level without care? After all, I have many lives left from the speedrun, and since this is the Japanese version of hardcore, I can take damage. And crazily enough, it worked! I got the good pattern every time. I also tried to do some full runs just to make sure that this was not dependent on some kind of global cycle, and it was 100% consistent. This is great because it requires no execution whatsoever. So how do you do it? Here's how I do it. First of all, in the cutscene where Dr. Mandrake transforms the soldiers into monsters, do not scroll his dialogue. This will make the cutscene progress a tiny bit faster, and you will thus end up on a different frame than the one you want. Once the dialogue ends and the cutscene continues, start holding forward so that you instantly gain control of the character once the cutscene ends. You can pick up the bomb at the start by shooting at it, but make sure not to shoot the first monster as well. If you have done this right, the first monster will hit you. After that, select the bomb and keep holding forward without shooting. Having the bomb selected means you don't lose any weapons as you die, not even the bomb itself. And that's it. Hold forward and you will get the good pattern. The main reason this works consistently is because the monsters spawn in the same places every single time. This means that you will always take damage at the same spots every single time. It is also fun to note that falling down a hole refreshes your invincibility frames. Overall, you will take a total of 12 damage, which means you will lose 4 lives to perform this strategy. But at that point in the run, you will usually have 5 or 6 lives left, so it's all good. There are still 2 points of optimization. Can we find a method where we still scroll the doctor's dialogue to save frames? And can we find a method where we use slides after the autoscroller to reach the pixel faster? Furthermore, will it be possible to find a similar strategy in the North American version of the game? This will prove to be difficult, since you cannot take damage in that version. Overall, I'm very happy with this discovery because it solves a big problem in the chase surrender route, and this makes me want to speedrun this game again. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.